But while I'm on the subject of music, 1 John chapter 2, verse 6, talk about dancing. And he said, he that saith he abide in him ought himself also to walk even as he walked. I get questions every now and then from young people when I go to the colleges. They say, Pastor Doug, but what's wrong with dancing? King David danced. I say, yeah, King David danced before the ark in a linen cloth, in a robe. Said, if you're going to do that, I have no problem with that. You don't have men and women dancing together in the Bible. The seductive kind of dance that Salome danced for Herod, after she danced like that, John the Baptist lost his head. That's the wrong kind of dancing. Most of the dancing in the world today that the young people are wanting to engage in is the worldly kind of dancing, and it is very suggestive, very sexual. And the bottom line is, what would Jesus do? Be honest. Can you really picture Jesus down at whatever the local dance joint is doing the... I won't even attempt to illustrate because I have no rhythm. So this is no temptation for me. But the Bible says, 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 15, but he who has called you is holy, so be holy in all of your conduct. Number 9, what clear guidelines does Jesus give us for watching television? Answer? Now, first of all, you don't have to have a TV. I will set, Psalm 101, verse 3, I will set no wicked thing before my eyes. We shouldn't even be looking at something wicked. Isaiah 33:15, he who walks righteously, who stops his ears from hearing of bloodshed, and he shuts his eyes from seeing evil. And our culture is just permeated with the influence of television. It used to be people had 3 channels. When I grew up, it was ABC, CBS, NBC. Any of you remember that? And you might only get one of those 3. And that was only if you moved the coat hanger, right? You all know what I'm talking about. Now people get these the dishes and things, and they get hundreds of stations. And they just sit there until they find one. And in the process of surfing for something that is ostensibly good, they got to look at a lot of filth. By the age of 18, the average American, one study said, American child will have seen 200,000 violent acts on television, including 40,000 murders, according to Thomas Radnecki, research director for the National Coalition of Television Violence. The average 2 to 11-year-old watches TV 25 hours a week. That's more time than they spend in school. So what has the greatest influence on them? And this is actually not the newest study. I think it's even more today. And one of the problems with childhood obesity, do you know what contributes to that? If they're not playing video games, they're watching TV, and they're just not getting out and running around like we did when we were kids. It's not only bad for their mental health, it's bad for their physical health. Romans chapter 1, verse 32, who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Let me explain what that means. You are probably thinking, some of you may be thinking, I'm a Christian. I know there's a lot of nasty things on TV, and occasionally I know I watch some things, but you know, I feel bad about it, but I would never do those things. I would never murder, I would never commit adultery, I would never steal or lie or curse. But if you're doing these things for entertainment and enjoying it vicariously, what did that former verse say? Those that have pleasure in those that do them. Are we culpable for supporting the industry by enjoying it? I'd never do it, but I'm entertained by it. So we sin by proxy by watching everybody else do it. Job 31 verse 1, I've made a covenant with my eyes. Why then should I look upon a young woman? Especially once you, of course, you know that when it comes to thinking those thoughts. But he said, I've made a covenant with my eyes. I'd like to invite you to make a covenant with your eyes during this series, not to behold that which is evil or set any wicked thing before your eyes. You wonder why it's hard to be pure for a Christian in this day and age? I'll tell you, TV is a powerful medium. TV in of itself is not a bad thing. It is simply a tool for communicating audio, visual information. These messages are going via television signal around the world right now. I'm hoping people hear the truth. But let's face it, most of what's on TV is not the gospel right now. And I'll tell you, if you can't control it, get rid of your TV, even if it means you can't see this program anymore. What profit is it if you have all 99 stations and you lose your soul? Number 10.